All right, here we go with the back nine of your Argo Disc Golf Winter Classic. This is going to be just a casual walkthrough. Please note any errors that I may or may make throughout the video will be noted in the comment section of wherever this video is posted. Any questions can be posted on the event page, which can be found on Facebook or Disc Golf Scene, and Mike will get back to you ASAP. Shout out to the sponsors. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting off on hole 10, we have hole 10 coming in from the red tee at 600 feet. This is my best guess where it is compared to you, Disc. I don't think it's really going to matter 20 feet forward or back. It's all going to be the same shot. You're going to play, just throw as hard as you can, get into an area, and throw up shot to this basket. See the OB sheet for what is in and out of bounds. Let's go ahead and move over to the normal white tee. White tee, got a nice concrete pad. Grip and rip it again. Just simple upshot. Be careful on the upshot though. That is a lot of roots and you will roll, roll, roll. Let's jump over to the blue tee. Blue tee, got concrete again. Again, hanging out wide. Played out to the right. Be careful as you approach the screen again. Those roots and that elevation, you see many, many, many rollways. Coming up to hole 11. Hole 11 is a shared red and white tee, and it is actually a fun little shot. You got two options, left or right of this main pine that I'm zooming in past here. I see a lot of sidearms or backhand turnovers go left. My preferred line is to the right. And I did not capture the short pad. Do apologize. Hole 12. Hole 12 is a very tight off the tee. Over there is a kind of a retention pond slash ditch. If you can get to where you see the next section of trees, you got a pretty straightforward upshot. Let's jump up to the white tee here. You can kind of see the retention pond now that you're trying to get over. Depending if it rains or not, if there be water in there. Again, see the OB sheet for out of bounds. And finally, let's move over to the blue. Even from the blue tee, this is probably one of the hardest holes on the course for you guys as well. Yeah, it's way uphill compared to what it looks like. There's a lot of elevation, a lot of low ceiling. You can definitely get in trouble on this with the rows to the left and to the right. On to hole 13. 13 is the tunnel shot of all tunnel shots. You're going to pick a disc that you can throw straight and do it. Just send it. You just want to keep it as straight as possible. You got to really, trust your disc on the line that you want. There's really nothing else to this hole other than throw it straight and throw it true. Let's scoot up to the white tee here. You just get a closer look at the basket still. Not an easy shot. You hit any of these trees, you could easily go road left or get pinned behind any of them, and it is a very difficult upshot if you get pinned in behind these trees here. And finally, your blue tee. Pretty straightforward. Treat this as an upshot. Again, though, it's a tight tunnel. Don't go too deep either. If you club up and blast through the tunnel and go deep, you're going to have a very hard time getting a putt back towards the basket. Hole 14 is where some downhill elevation finally comes into play. You're looking at a flat, and then about halfway to 3/4 down the fairway, it does drop off, and the basket's down to the right. You can only see just the very top of the basket there. You can see most of the basket, but from the tee, it's very tough to judge the elevation off a camera. Just know that it is left or right sloping downhill. Off the white tee, what I would recommend is throwing something on a sidearm for you righties or lefty backhand that actually is pretty straight, and just let the disc naturally fall down the hill. The hill is going to funnel to the basket. Just let the disc fall down the hill. Don't try to force it down the hill towards the basket. Just let the disc do all the work. And finally, there's your blue tee. Pretty straightforward. Lefty hyzer, righty sidearm. Just be careful. Like I said, downhill, you go deep, you're going to have a hard time with a putt. Hole 15 is probably one of my favorite fairways on the course. Very demanding shot. You must get over this little crest, and then you're going to start turning right the whole way. This is a shared tee for red and white. We will be throwing off the concrete. As you progress up the fairway, you can see it slowly bends right. You got to miss this leaner here. You can go left or right of this leaning tree, and you'll see the baskets down in this little valley. There we go. Yeah, just missed the leaner. Pretty common to see a lot of backhand turnovers. I prefer a sidearm down this left side. It actually is going to be visible from the blue tee. Yeah, you can't really see it, but to the left of this main tree that I'm zooming past, there's a sidearm route for the longer tees. But blue tee, pretty straightforward. You want to throw a hyzer or something pretty straight and just miss that leaner. That's your main obstacle on that hole, I feel like. Hole 16, we have the uphill elevation come into play. From the red tee, it is a pretty uphill, left to right bending shot. If you're looking for a suggestion on a throw, I prefer throwing more stable on an Anheuser Flex. Dubbed it a Nico hole. That's how I approach this hole. Coming from the white tee, you still got a pretty uphill. Don't let the distance fool you here. Going up this hill, you just want to throw something over there to the right in the sun. The most common mistake here is trying to park the hole, and when you try to park the hole, you bring all these trees to the left in play, and getting anywhere in that left is jail. Getting anywhere off the fairway on this hole in general, as you can see from the blue tee here, you don't want to. Just, that's your pro tip. Don't get off the fairway in this hole. If you don't feel comfortable throwing your hyzer up the hill, find a way to take your par and get out of here. Let somebody else plinko through the trees and not be able to pitch out, because the rough on this hole is very rough. Moving on to hole 17, we got a little more downhill elevation coming into play. You're going to, from the red, you're going to throw pretty straight and try to miss this main pine that I am zooming past. If you can miss the main pine on just a very slight turnover, my recommendation is just blow past the basket. Just throw it hard and blow past the basket, have a putt coming back up the hill. If you try to take this route that I am walking up now over to the right, you could lead yourself short and then have a death putt going downhill. Coming on to the white tee here, you're going to want to take it down. Again, my recommendation is to throw it down to the bottom of the hill towards this building. You can take it straight at the basket, but again, if you come up short, you're going to have a death putt looking down at the basket. And here is the slope. The slope on this hill still does not do any justice on this camera. That is a lot of slope. You can kind of see it in the change of the basket when we pan back over. The whole basket's leaning. There is a lot of slope. Throw it down to the bottom of the hill, take your putt back up. Hole 18 is, in my opinion, a must-get for everybody. You got a pretty straightforward. You do have a Mando there on the right. Check your OB sheets to make sure that's in play. You have a sidewalk and road long. Again, check your OB sheets. You can either throw straight at it, or you can take a little sidearm or lefty hyzer around this main group of trees that I am now looking at from the blue pad. From the blue pad, take it up to the left or the right. Pick your poison. Just make sure you stop it before that road. And that is your back nine for your Argo Winter Classic 2020. As always, guys, thank you for watching. And yeah, see you guys there.